Welcome back, everybody, to the Six Kings Slam semi-finals. Yesterday, we watched Tsitsipas Sinner. Sinner got the win, and we watched Fritz take out Zverev. Now, we're watching Alcaraz taking on Fritz. Djokovic versus Sinner is coming up later, and this should be interesting. And then the winners play each other tomorrow. On Saturday. The losers play each other on Saturday as well. So there is an extra match for these. All these players get to play one more match, even if they lose. So let's see. And I've said this yesterday, I said it today. This is an exhibition, but I still think that if Djokovic beats Sinner and if Fritz beats Alcaraz, it might not mean much to you, and it might not mean much to Alcaraz and Sinner, but it definitely means a lot for Fritz and Djokovic to get a win. Doesn't matter if it's in an exhibition or not, to get a win over these guys. And the way that Fritz played yesterday, he is serious. So, again, you might discount it like people discounted Fritz at the Laver Cup. But for Fritz, if he beats Alcaraz, in his mind, he's beaten him 2 out of 3 times. And he's also pushed him at Wimbledon a couple of months ago as well. So, huge for these guys, for Fritz and Djokovic. If they do get a win, mentally it's huge for them. Might not mean much to Sinner and Alcaraz, but for the players, the underdogs, if they win, they'll be using that confidence for the next time they play them, if they do play them in the future. But let's see. Let's see if we're going to get an upset or if we're going to get the same as last year's final. Also, we're going to figure out, we're going to see how Alcaraz and Djokovic look physically, because Alcaraz had an injury in Tokyo, the ankle problem, and then he pulled out of Shanghai. Djokovic, he was dealing with fatigue all week. Maybe it's because of the conditions. But then he also got a hip injury at the end of the tournament. So we're going to see how they look physically too. Because they were both struggling, have been struggling. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Carlos will beat Fritz easily? Nah. I feel like everyone said that at the Laver Cup too. Look what happened. But yeah, we got this one, and then in about an hour and a half, we got the next one. Also, Valentova. Nobody didn't watch it today because I was asleep because I stayed up all night. But Valentova took out Mertens super quickly. So Valentova is becoming a very big problem for players. Let me have a look. Is Valentova playing next? Who are you playing next? Danilovic. I'll tell you what, we might watch Valentova versus Osaka if it makes the semi. If that's the semi. But Valentova, yeah, easily beat Mertens today. And also Raducanu and Paolini is very close to being a thing in the semis as well. So we might watch that as well on the weekend, on Saturday. If those matches do come to be. Especially because Raducanu and Paolini, now that Andreeva's gone, they could effectively kick her out of the WTA finals. Also, I read that there is a special wild card or special exemption wild card available for Andreeva if she needs it for next week, because next week is a 500 event where Paolini and Raducanu are playing and Andreeva's not playing next week. So if Andreeva needs to go to Tokyo and play, they might give her a chance to play that. And I mean, if she wants to be in the WTA finals, she might have to play that. Because if Paolini wins tomorrow, she'll overtake Andreeva, pushing her down to 8. And if Raducanu wins a tournament, she can't overtake Andreeva, but she can put Andreeva in a very awkward spot with next week when she's not playing. So WTA finals are coming right down to the wire. But then again, is Keys not playing? If Keys plays, or Keys doesn't play, then, what happens next? If Paolini wins a tournament, by the way, she does qualify. So it's all happening. WTA finals are getting real serious. But yeah, Andreeva needs a wild card into Tokyo if she's going to, and you would think that she would, right? I mean, she'd be crazy not to get a wild card into Tokyo, like to accept a wild card. Like, that would be crazy. Pegula, Zhang, Kazatkina, Navarro, and Raducanu have all pulled out. So there's going to be spots open if she wants to play. And she'd be crazy not to. Like, if she wants to play the WTA final, she has to play that event. Like, that's insane. If she skips that event and then misses out, that would be insane. Anyways, we'll watch that over the weekend if it happens with Paolini and Raducanu, because they're fighting it out for the final spots. There should have been Shelton instead of Steph. Yeah, well, look, let's get over it, because it was yesterday. Zverev got injured again yesterday. That sucks. Maybe that's why he wasn't pushing himself that hard. That makes sense why he wasn't pushing too hard. All right, here we go. They're about to kick it off, and then we will get the first match underway. Who do you think will go through between those three ladies? I think it'll be Paolini and Andreeva, but I think Raducanu will come in as a first alternate, and she probably will play, because I don't know what Keys is looking like physically. I think Keys is having some issues, so Raducanu could get in maybe after a match or two if Keys is not 100%. So, but I think it's going to be Paolini Andreeva. Like, Raducanu has to win this week, the tournament, and then next week has to do some stuff, and that's if Andreeva doesn't play. So I say Paolini gets in. I think Paolini's in a good position, but I think Andreeva will sneak in. Raducanu's going to still has a lot of work to do, I think. Like, Raducanu still has to, like, win, right? She's still a fair bit behind. All right, here we go. Here we go as they're kicking off again. By the way, tomorrow, there is no matches here. They have a day off tomorrow because the rules are in the ATP that you are not allowed to have 3 consecutive exhibition matches in a row. That's what consecutive means. You can only have two days of play, or 2 matches in a row, and then a day off, and then you play again. So they've had to stagger the tournament a little bit just so they can abide by the rules. Hey, F4, thank you for the 42 months. Appreciate that. You're just 29K away from Eurosport Tennis. That's great. That's cool. But the match will start in probably about 10, 15 minutes. It hasn't even started yet and you're already yawning. It's 3:30 in the morning, brother or sister. So, yeah. I've been up all night. What time is in your world? Oh, what? It's 10 in the morning? Oh, wow. You must have had a really good night's sleep. I'm going to have a massive clock or something in the background being like, it's fucking early in the morning. It's 3:30 fucking a.m. That's what I have in the back of my screen. I've been up all night. I didn't have it on the screen. It's late in my house. I'm the only person awake in Melbourne. Yeah, we got demonetized. All right, bro. It's bad. No, they're just yapping before they come out on court and start practicing and warming up. I think Fritz is going to be only one who can challenge Alcaraz at the moment. What about Sinner? Is it unfair that Fritz is pretty tired while Alcaraz is fresh? I mean, Fritz's match went for 59 minutes, so I don't think he's that tired. He played less than an hour yesterday. I'm pretty sure he's okay. I don't think he's going to be that tired. All right, so chat, can we move on from Tsitsipas playing this tournament now? Because he played yesterday and he's out, so let's just move on. Instead of talking about like, oh, we should have had Damon. Oh, it should have been Seth Shelton. Oh my God, we should have had someone else. Well, we didn't, and now it's over. So let's just watch the semis and move on. Who cares who played? No, they're not on court right now. Not yet. They're just the presenters are just yapping. Alcaraz in straight sets. He's fully rested and the best player in the world. Yeah, that is all right. That is all. Everything you just said is correct. Don't engage. Can't help it. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm tired. What were they thinking about bringing Tsitsipas in? Bro must be not listening. God, Chad, I tell you, I feel like such a teacher. I couldn't handle being a teacher. I'd just be like, all right, I'm leaving. Fuck it. I'm out of here. Bye. Goodbye. You can teach yourselves. I'm out of here. Get me out of here. Fritz is going to get cooked. If Fritz wins, I'm going to laugh so hard in your faces. If he doesn't win, yeah, whatever. He wasn't supposed to win. Hope you and everyone have a great day. Thank you, Eric. I hope you did too. All right. Alcaraz's hair has already grown, and he's barely blonde anymore. Silver Caraz is gone. God, I kind of hope Fritz wins, though. The fuck is this guy talking about? This will be exciting. Fritz will not budge. Yeah, if Fritz was so serious yesterday, he played so aggressive. And I know Zverev didn't really do too much running, but Fritz's backhand down the line was a massive factor into winning that match. But he's got to come to the net like he did in the Laver Cup, otherwise he ain't gonna win. But let's see. Let's see if he can do it again, Fritz. Don't care who wins, I just want to take shots. Well, that's an exhibition, right? We just want it to be close. Yeah, the problem with yesterday is that it was just so one-sided. It was like, oh, God. At least if we get a 3-setter in one of these two matches, or at least a close straight sets, that'll be more fun. Hopefully it's not just like straightforward, straight sets, boring, nothing to watch, right? I mean, that's the point of an exhibition is to have a contest, right? All right, if I were Fritz, I'd just settle for the prize money and go home. Yeah. If I was Taylor Fritz, I'd just give up immediately. I just leave right now. Like, don't even try and play. Yeah. If I was Fritz, I'd just like not even get on the bus to the stadium. I just go to the airport, straight to the airport. Don't come to the stadium. Does Fritz care more about the money or beating Alcaraz? Beating Alcaraz, I think. The money's nice, but remember, the only person who gets more money is the winner. Everybody else gets the same if they lose. So if you don't win, then you only get... Like, if Fritz didn't give a shit and only came here for the money, then he wouldn't have cared about yesterday because he would have got the same amount as yesterday as he would if he made the final. So, why would Fritz play as aggressive as he did against Zverev and try and win against Zverev when if he doesn't win the whole thing, he's not going to make any more money than Zverev. So I reckon Fritz definitely cares about more about trying to beat these guys who he has struggled with, right? He struggled with Alcaraz, he struggled with Djokovic, he struggled with Sinner. If he can try and get a win over one of these guys, if it's not today, it'll be on Saturday. He'll get a chance to play someone else. I reckon that's what Fritz is. Fritz is even though it's an exhibition, I still think Fritz is definitely wanting to get at least try some tactics against these guys and see if it works, right? He's the only guy I think out of this bunch, except for maybe Djokovic. I mean, Djokovic, he's obviously got an eye, he gets to test himself against Sinner and then maybe Alcaraz. And he's obviously, knows that those guys are the guys that he has to beat. So, beating them in an exhibition is the first step to trying to beat them in a 1,000 and then trying to beat them in a Grand Slam, right? If he's going to try, if that's what he's trying to do, right? So I think Fritz is definitely playing he's here to win. And I think Djokovic is here to try and get a win over Alcaraz or Sinner. Sinner and Alcaraz are just here, right? They're just like, oh, we're just going to play. And they know they don't have to try as hard because they can beat these guys, even if they're not playing well. But, yeah, I think the way that Fritz played yesterday definitely showed intent that he is here to try and beat Alcaraz again and maybe try and get a win over Djokovic or Sinner as well, right? And I think Djokovic is definitely here to try and test his skills against those guys. Because remember, when was the last time Djokovic played Sinner or Alcaraz, right? I mean, he played outside of a slam. He hasn't played them in best of three, has he? Since last year, I'm pretty sure. Because he played a Grand Slam. He's played Sinner and Alcaraz at Grand Slams this year. But outside of that, he hasn't played. Has he played them in a 1,000 or a 500? I don't think he has. Not since probably this tournament last year, right? Where he played Sinner and lost in 3. And then Shanghai, he lost in the final, right? Last time Sinner and Novak played, it was a close match. It was, yeah. But when was the last time he played Alcaraz in a 3-setter? I can't remember. It must have been last year. So, and that's what he's been saying, Djokovic. When he loses to Sinner and Alcaraz at Grand Slams, he's been going, hey, best of 3, maybe with, especially, I mean, this is set up for Djokovic. If he's healthy, this is set up for Djokovic to try his best against these guys in best of 3 without much matches, right? He's coming in with 0 matches, except for last week in Shanghai, but he's coming in against Sinner fresh, right? He hasn't played any tennis yesterday, today, for the last couple of days. So this is what he wanted, Djokovic. This is what he was, he wants to play these guys in best of 3, fresh as you can be, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how he does. And obviously it's interesting to see how Fritz does. By the way, Alcaraz in exhibitions, he played Rafa last year. Who did he play? Rafa, Runa, and Sinner in the final when he lost to Sinner. But Alcaraz in these tournaments, he does not usually take it very seriously. He plays the exhibition the way it should be played. Tweeners and trick shots, and sometimes he gets a little bit silly. So he doesn't usually lock in because it's an exhibition. So let's see. Let's see if Alcaraz is going to come out here and play for real. Because he's played, and when I mentioned that, he's played a couple of exhibitions in December over the last couple of years against Tiafoe, and it always goes down to the wire. And you would think, oh, well, yeah, Tiafoe's been really good against Alcaraz in the past, but he doesn't. He usually takes the foot off, and he does like trick shots and tries to be entertaining and also tries to keep it close because that's what the people are there for. So let's see. Oh, these intros are so cool. These intros are so sick. We need these intros at every tournament. Get these intros at slams. Crazy. That's why I'm hopeful we get a closer match or at least an entertaining shot. Well, look, if Alcaraz is coming out here doing entertaining things and it's working and everything's on fire, he might demolish Fritz. He might. But also, he could also spray the ball and play silly and not give it his all because he might not care that much. By the way, everyone who mentions, $6 million, he's going to care. He doesn't win $6 million today. That's on the final. So today he might be thinking, oh, that's a guy that I just beat the other week. Oh, maybe I'll just not give it. Maybe I'll just be a little bit more, have a bit more fun. And then when I play Sinner, I'll get serious. But if Fritz playing well, you got to get serious now. I don't think Novak will be fresh today. Quick turnaround. Yeah, I mean, and the thing with Djokovic is that he's got a hip injury, or he's got an injury, and I think it's leg injury, right? So let's see. All right, here we go. Players walking out on court. Fritz coming out first. I'm so keen to see how Fritz plays. What is the tactical? Like yesterday, it was fun to watch those matches, but today is like we're gonna figure out something here. Because Fritz is out here to play. He's out here to play. He doesn't care if it's an exhibition. He is here to beat Alcaraz again. So let's see if he goes to the net like he did at the Laver Cup. Let's see if he can be aggressive like he was at the Laver Cup. Let's see if we can kind of catch Alcaraz by surprise, or if Alcaraz is ready for him. I know they played in Tokyo, but if you remember that tournament, both of them were not 100% in that final. So at least this time, and we don't know if Alcaraz is 100%, but at least this time they're coming in fresh after not playing. Alcaraz didn't play Shanghai, and Fritz didn't play well in Shanghai. So they've had some time off, and we'll keep an eye on Alcaraz's. Why is Alcaraz wearing like a GoPro? Why is he wearing a GoPro? Is anyone wearing low? Is he doing a vlog? What's he doing? Who strapped a camera to his chest? Did he forget to take it off? What happened? Why is he wearing a camera? See, he's obviously taking this so seriously that he's wearing a camera. He's just like, haha, yeah, I really, really care about this tournament. I'm going to wear a GoPro. If he wears that the entire match, you can't look at me in the face and go, yeah, he really wants to win. Like, if he's wearing a GoPro, get stuffed. He's wearing a camera on his chest for shits and giggles? Come on. He's not wearing it for the match. There's no chance. No shot. Unless they paid him extra to wear it. There's no shot he's playing tennis in that. I'll tell you, chat, Fritz is serious. Fritz is serious. Fritz is here to win. He is here to take Alcaraz down again. Oh, it's Isho Speed. He's a streamer like me. We're both streamers. That's so weird to see Isho Speed in a tennis match. The fuck? That's not it. Didn't it? Has anyone seen that funny clip of him meeting Djokovic? You didn't know who he was? Speed's... What the hell? He just threw the coin up in the air. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, Speed's a massive Ronaldo fan. Speed's tiny. I thought he was taller. Maybe the GoPro on the chest was for the vlog. Speed has no idea who these people are. Let's be honest. Or he might know Alcaraz, because Alcaraz kind of like, maybe he knows Alcaraz, but yeah. That's wild. That's so funny to see Isho Speed there. That's so funny. And Alcaraz knows who he is too. I think they're the same age. I think Alcaraz and Speed are the same. Isho Speed is there. That's wild. That's so funny. They need to get Isho Speed on the broadcast. Hello? That's a massive missed opportunity. I'm sorry, Tim Henman. Step aside. We need Speed, who doesn't know anything about tennis, to be there. We need him to be doing something. That's a missed opportunity. Speed knows Alcaraz? Probably, yeah. That's so funny. All right, here we go. They're just warming up, and then we'll get this started. Speed's analysis, I like how they hit the ball of the net, yeah. He's literally everywhere, yeah. I was watching his trip around America the other week. He is one of the best streamers in the world. That's some way to start that. I know, right? It's so weird. It's so strange. That's awesome, though. That's so cool, though. I think I saw like a promo of IShowSpeed and KSI doing some like challenge things, so maybe they're there for that. So maybe tomorrow KSI flips the coin. Or maybe after this, maybe the next match, it's KSI who flips the coin, because apparently there's some like, they're doing some competition or something. All right. God, anybody else want Fritz to win? Anybody else want like is like quietly rooting for Fritz? Why is Alcaraz the worst dressed tennis player? Because you have no style. You don't know what you're talking about. Why isn't the crown awarded instead of a cup? That's actually kind of a sick idea. They should make it a crown and put it on their head. But then again, maybe that's like taboo in some places. Because remember, like crowning someone as the king for Spanish people, that would seem a bit weird. So, you know, because Spain have a king, and that might be disrespectful. So maybe that's why they don't do it. But it's a cool idea to give them a crown to like crown the champion, like literally. But I think maybe some countries wouldn't appreciate that, you know. IShowSpeed's the only reason I'm going to watch this live right now. Really? This is really? He's not doing the comms though. I think that'd be very illegal. Yeah. And just frowned upon, like, you know, you can't just give crowns out to tennis players. Yeah. If Saudi Arabia have a king, there's no way they would do that. No way. It's a cool idea though, but yeah. Carlos, stop being Rafa and be unique. Hey, Dill, why don't you relax? Just relax. Just relax. Why are you so upset by Alcaraz wearing sleeveless tops, all right? Just relax, buddy. It's not that deep. So Shannon, the prize money is $4 million for the winner, but everybody gets $1.5 million for showing up. So all six players get 1.5, but the champion gets an extra $4 million. And that's it. So if you don't win, you still go home with a prize. But everybody goes home with the same prize except for the winner. All right. Here we go. Let's see if Fritz can replicate what he did in the Laver Cup. It was indoors that day as well. Oh, and Alcaraz just spilled all his water everywhere. That's a sign. He's nervous. It's a sign. He just fumbled. He fumbled the water. He's going to fumble the match. He's going to fumble the million, the money. The 4.5 mil, yeah. He just spilled water everywhere. Water went everywhere. Oh, no. By the way, it took 25 minutes to start this match. It was supposed to start 30 minutes ago. All right, here we go. I'm going to go Alcaraz in 3, but I think Fritz is going to make this interesting. At least I hope he makes it interesting. Pardon me. If Fritz serves a 5-second serve, Fritz serving first is interesting too. Serving the forehand of Alcaraz, return is a winner. That was way too casual by Alcaraz. That was way too casual. Way too casual. Love 15. Fritz serves a let. Serve again. Yeah, ridiculous. This looked like one. Like it was a Federer shot. He just like floats off the court and then just hits a winner. Second time around, he hits a wide and it's 15-all. By the way, Alcaraz is wearing the pink, which is the shirt that he won the US Open in. As you can see in the background here. That exact shirt. He's wearing that shirt. He's not wearing the GoPro on the court now. He only wore it on the out to wear it out on the walkout. All right, good serve, Fritz. 30-15. Obviously, Fritz is going to have to serve well. At what point, if Fritz is winning, do people start saying this doesn't matter? At what point, when all the people that are like, oh, Alcaraz is going to crush Fritz, but then at what point, when if Fritz is up a set and a break, do people start saying, oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway? Whoops. Sorry, Fritz is serving. My bad. My bad. Scores aren't updating. There's Fritz double faults. 40-30. Oh, hell yeah. I don't have to do it myself. That's sick. 40-30. Hang on, let me fix this up because Vera played yesterday. All right, we get the deuce. Alcaraz hitting a lovely winner. All right, deuce. Lamau already deuce for Fritz. Ban that guy. Lovely winner by Alcaraz. As Fritz serves again. An ace. Advantage Fritz. I'll tell you what, the commentators on this match are very yappy. And I thought I talked a lot. Good start by Fritz, 1-love. They're yapping. They're yapping between points. They're taking this very lightly. They're yapping. All right. First game, Fritz, 1-love. Or is it just, am I noticing it more because I can hear him? All right. New rule, don't complain about the scoreboard. Yeah, it's a losing battle. All right, Alcaraz to serve. He does seem to be wearing... I'm trying to look... He does seem to be wearing a longer sock on the left ankle, which is the one that was hurt in Tokyo. But I can't tell if he's got strapping on the ankle or not. But he does seem to be... The sock seems to be a little bit longer. So maybe he's trying to cover the strapping or something, but he does seem to... We'll see if how he moves, right? Because obviously that'll be the big test. A little forehand from Alcaraz into the forehand of Fritz. It goes backhand down the middle. Fritz gets back into the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz with the forehand into the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz with the backhand cross court. Alcaraz gets it. Fritz with the forehand cross court. Alcaraz doing a lot of running, and he hits a winner. All right, Alcaraz is fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. All right. The running forehand from Alcaraz. 15-love. Crazy shot. Compression sock? Maybe. Maybe. As the return goes in the net from Fritz, and it's 30-love. By the way, to the person who was calling this tournament sexist because it's only men and the Six King Slam, it's not that deep. It's just like that'd be like calling the Labour Cup sexist because they don't have women's tournament. But if you know why they do that and why they're starting the tournaments like this, then you might not use big words because those words are big. 40-love. Yeah, I know, Deb, but I just want to make a point of that being like a silly comment and everybody else should be like, oh yeah, it's not that deep and we shouldn't. Because the WTA finals is literally in the same country. So, 40-love. As the return from Fritz goes out. All right, 1-1. One all. Perth weather update, please. How the fuck would I know? I don't live in Perth. Can you please give me I don't know, a Malaysian weather update, please? Somewhere in Kuala Lumpur, please? Or are you not from there? Oh, yeah, I'm not from Perth either. So that's how would I know what the weather is in Perth? Anyways, 4-1 winner from Alcaraz, from Fritz. It's 15-love. Yeah, the women have the WTA finals, which is basically it is the 8 best players in the world. It is the women's version of this. As return gets back into Fritz. Fritz in the net. 15-0. I hate the court level camera. They need to scrap that. Court level camera sucks. Court level camera sucks. Uh, 15-0. Ace out wide. By the way, Alcaraz pulled up short on that shot. That was weird. 30-15. Why did Alcaraz move like that? Maybe just... It was weird. It was a weird movement. Anyways, he seems okay. 30-15. The return goes to 400 Fritz. Oh, but Fritz overhits it. 30-0. Court level camera's cool to see, but not from the angle. Yeah, I don't mind it like every now and again, but I don't like having it like as the only camera sucks. It needs to be like every now and again. Having it the main camera stinks. Great serve again, and it's 40-30. As Alcaraz return the net, Fritz holds. All right. 2-1. 2-1. So Laura Robson wore the camera out on court and Alcaraz served at her. Terrible camera. Chat, GoPro mounted here is a stupid camera angle. It's dumb. This is like I'm watching this and it looks terrible. Like you can't tell because she turns her body and then she looks away from everything and you can't. And then her arm crosses the camera. Like there's a stupid camera. It's cool when they're like talking to each other, but when they're playing, it's a shit angle. Like that's so dumb. I got nothing from that. There was nothing from that. Like, oh yeah, I didn't even see the ball. like it was so stupid. Like you couldn't tell anything from that camera. That was a waste of footage. When she was standing there talking to everybody, and like she's got the camera here, and like everyone's like there, that's cool. But as soon as she starts to move, you get sick. I got nothing from that. They should have just put the camera on a stick and then just left it there, and Alcaraz just tried to hit it. That would have you would have seen that then. Chat, they got to say chat. They need me to be the producer of these shows. Come on now. Anyways, Fritz in there, 15-love. This camera angle sucks. I hate this courtside camera. It's getting worse. It's getting lower. It's the cameraman falling asleep. Like, what's going on? It's getting worse, chat. It's harder and harder to see what's going on down the other end. 15-love. Yeah, I hate this. This camera angle sucks. It's bad. It's getting annoying. We need a higher camera angle. Is there like, can I change the camera angle? Is that like a thing I can do on this? Maybe I can. Double fault, by the way. 15-0. All right, 15-0. As we drop shot from Alcaraz, but Fritz can't get there. 30-15. 30-15. As with a forehand in the net by Fritz. And a bad miss. 40-15. Thanks, Deb. Just making sure. $40-15. Is it a fault from Alcaraz? Second serve. Seven to the back of Fritz. Backhand from Alcaraz sliced. Fritz. Backhand again. The backhand slice of Alcaraz. Fritz forehand. Goes long. 2-2. Hey, Juan Carlos Ferrero is there. That's crazy. All right. Players have said that it's fast and bounces pretty high. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So maybe that's a good thing for Fritz because he's the tallest of the bunch. He can stand there and just kind of crack the ball. And he can, if he serves well, maybe the serve will be his weapon because nobody else has a bigger serve than Fritz in this tournament left in the draw. Would have been cool to see Shelton here if these are the conditions. As a backhand now to the volley of Alcaraz, who hits a shocking volley. That was a great passing shot by Fritz, and Alcaraz tried to hit off the feet and just like shanked into the crowd. 15-love. Great backhand. Yeah, that was way too casual by Alcaraz. He shanked it into the ground and bounced backwards. I think he was just trying to do a fancy drop volley. It's Fritz with the backhand to the forehand of Alcaraz. Drop shot from Fritz. Alcaraz going to get it with a lob. Fritz going to hit tweener. Oh, it's in the net. That would have been a good shot. That wasn't a bad look at tweener, but it didn't make the net. Not a bad direction, though. If Alcaraz was half asleep, that could have been a winner. It wasn't a bad effort. He just got there a little late. And he just let it drop a little low. He just couldn't get it high enough. If that goes over, that's a tough shot for Alcaraz. That was not a good shot. Okay, cry less. Backhand, bro, let me leave. I'll do the commentary. You just... Was that a good shot? Did Fritz just hit a great shot down the line, or was that bad as well? 30-15. Was that a shit? Did you not impressed by that shot either? Was that a bad shot that he hit down the line off his feet? Fritz, that was a great shot. No, you just chill. I'll do the job. Lovely backhand. That's the backhand down the line that he was doing against Zverev yesterday. That's the one. That's what's going to keep Alcaraz honest. He's got to serve well and backhands down the line. He's been doing that a lot, Fritz, as well. That's sort of like an added shot. Yeah, Fritz has a fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Alcaraz. Return goes in. Fritz to the forehand volley of Alcaraz. It's a drop shot, but Fritz gets it. Oh no, he hits it straight to Alcaraz at the net. 30-all. Fritz had a little chance there to flick it down the line, but he hit it straight to Alcaraz, who put the volley away. 30-all. Oh god, Fritz had the whole line as well. I tell you though, Alcaraz had to... That was a tough volley to handle. Fritz with a serve out wide. Alcaraz gets it back. Fritz forehand down the middle. Alcaraz backhand again, the forehand of Fritz. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz forehand again on the stretch. Alcaraz backhand, cross court. That's a great shot. Fritz puts up a lob, but Alcaraz puts away the smash. I'll tell you this, chat. How much nicer is it having a fast hard court than that shitty Shanghai slow garbage mud court? How much better is it to watch this, where two guys are hitting the ball hard and it's actually going through the court and we're getting some pace? Watching Shanghai was a snooze. This is hardcore tennis. This is what we sign up for. And that bullshit Shanghai shit, slow, muddy crap. 30-40. Good serve out wide. Alcaraz gets it back. Fritz backhand down the line, goes wide. Oh, man. And he throws his racket, Fritz. Chat, is this an exhibition? You tell Fritz this is an exhibition, because he threw his racket in an exhibition. You tell me that's an exhibition. This guy's thinking, I need to beat this guy. What the hell? 3-2. 3-2. Fritz taking this for real serious, man. I don't even know. So much better, though. Slow hard courts are garbage, except for Indian Wells. Fritz throwing it, like bouncing his racket. Pfft. I told you he's playing for real. He wants to beat Alcaraz again. Why is Alcaraz and Djokovic already in the semis? Because they have more slams than anybody else. At least this indoors, yeah. But indoors can be slow too. I mean, Labour Cup's been slow at times. Fast hard courts will bring out new winners. Yeah, we need fast hard courts. Fast hard courts are so much more fun to watch. Especially, it's fun to watch Alcaraz handle the speed of the court. I know he didn't play Shanghai, and he probably would have won Shanghai Alcaraz if he was healthy, because that court was like Indian Wells, and we know how he does how well he does there. But when you got like a fast, zippy hard court, it's fun to watch Alcaraz trying to defend on that. Like, that's what I want to see, you know? It makes Alcaraz play a different style. You know, he's got to, try and return big serves and defend, and then, he's got to then kind of counterpunch, which, we don't see as much from Alcaraz, really, because most of the time he's just defending on clay or he's just trying to out-rally people. But watching him have to be, like, just watching him play someone with a big serve on a fast court is fun. I love watching how Alcaraz figures that out. 15 love. Alcaraz serves the back of Fritz in the net. 30 love. All right, 30 love. And Alcaraz serves the forehand of Fritz. Into the forehand of Alcaraz, who shanks it. No, Fritz hit it wide though. 40 love. 40 love. I feel like Shanghai sucked because of the weather. Indian Wells is so much fun. We already have so many fast hard courts. I'd rather see another slow one. If anything, I would rather see is Fritz hits a forehand winner down the line, 40-15. If we're going to have slow hard courts, it needs to be at the start of the year when everybody's still fresh. Having a slow hard court in humid conditions in October is what Shanghai was. It was horrible. Right? Everybody was cramping, everybody was retiring, and it was just so slow to watch, so hard to watch. And respect to the champions and the winner, finalists, but in terms of the quality of tennis was way worse overall in Shanghai than any 1000. So like I reckon Miami, if you get that slow like Indian Wells, you go Indian Wells, Miami slow. I'm fine with that, but you have to have Shanghai fast. It's too late in the season. Everyone's too tired to be running around doing 50-shot rallies, right? Playing in mud. Like you can't make players play. We can't have slow hard courts in October, right? There's a reason why we don't have any clay tournaments right now. Everyone's tired. Nobody's playing clay after the US Open because it's too much. It's too much. You can go play challenges though, but clay on the main tour disappears like 2 weeks after Wimbledon. So there's a reason for that because everyone's tired. Nobody wants to play that shit. Anyway, it's 4-2. So yeah, I'd rather Miami be slow when, back-to-back slow hard courts into the clay, where we're getting onto the slow stuff, and then you got to make Shanghai fast. Shanghai has to be fast. Because if it's humid but fast, then it might even out. Anyways, 4-2. Alcaraz cruising on serve. As a return goes to the net by Alcaraz, and it's 15-love. Kasparov would disagree with you. Okay. About what? About Shanghai? He retired in the second round. 15-love. As the backhand return goes in the forehand of Fritz. Fritz hits it wide. 15-0. I think Fritz is struggling a little bit with the speed of the court too, because Alcaraz is hitting the ball pretty quick. He might be just mishitting a couple shots. No, 15-0. As a return from Alcaraz goes wide, 30-15. Transition at that point would be much more, yeah. But apparently, before Miami moved venues, it used to be slow. So it used to be, Indian Wells, Miami used to be similar, like slow hard courts. So medium slow courts. And then they go to the clay. But then when they move venues, for some reason, they decided to make it quicker and make it more like a medium fast. Or a medium. So it seems so strange they would do that. But I guess because the venue changed, so they wanted to make it quicker. I don't know. By the way, chat, nobody's told me about the scoreboard. I've been totally missing the score. Scoreboard's perfectly fine. What are you telling scoreboard? Scoreboard, please. Bro, it's on the scoreboard. It's on the screen. The hell? What do you mean scoreboard? Anyways, backhand slice down the line from Fritz. Alcaraz with the forehand lob. And it's too good. God, Alcaraz's lob. Ridiculous. 40-30. Dude, making me second guess what the hell's going on. Draper's uploading tons of pictures on Instagram. He hasn't looked injured. So why is he ending his season so early? Because Instagram's fake? All right, that goes wide by Alcaraz, and it's 4-3. Alcaraz with the break. Because on Instagram, people post what they want people to see. I'm sure we know that by now. Social media's been around for a minute. Like, nobody posts, like he's putting things out there that he, like that's, like, we know that, right? Like, he's not going to be posting, like, right? I mean, what is he posting on Instagram? That he's chilling on a beach? Yeah, because he's recovering from injury. What's he doing? Oh, he's just posting pictures of him standing against a wall and sitting in a chair. He doesn't look injured at all. But he also doesn't look like he's playing tennis, so he's probably injured. He's literally just, like, walking around and then, like, they're just, like, happy snaps. What are you talking about? There's nothing. If he was doing push-ups and playing, like, hardcore tennis, I'd be like, oh, yeah, he looks fine. He looks like he's just living his life, recovering from injury. What are you talking about? Leave Draper alone. Let him recover. He'll come back next year. Don't worry about it. You a doctor? All right, 4-3. Yeah, dude's just wearing a bucket hat and just chilling on the beach. Let him play soccer, all right? Doesn't have to use his shoulder if he's playing football. All right, backhand goes net by Fritz, 15-love. All right, 15-love. All right, ace out wide. By the way, the guy who just called Alcaraz Mozart with a racket. Have you watched Amadeus? You saying he's a madman? Anyways, return goes out from Fritz, 40-love. He is a young genius, yes. I'll give you that. 40 love. There's a bit of fault second serve. As the backhand return goes to volley of Alcaraz. 4 from Fritz. And then Alcaraz drop volley winner. 5-3. Alcaraz on serve. Untouchable. All right, 5-3. 5-3. Now, chat. Juan Carlos Ferreira is very chatty on the sidelines. All right, 5-3. You know what, though, chat? I would love to see... you know what would be really interesting? If coaches weren't allowed on at the stadium. As Alcaraz hits a return winner. Like, just for one tournament, coaches had to stay in the locker room. That would be interesting to me. That would be interesting. Because I'm not saying that Alcaraz needs Juan Carlos to tell him what to do, because he's... half the time, he's probably not even hearing what he's saying because it's like so loud. But I don't know. It'd just be interesting to see, like, if no encouragement from coaches, you were just there alone. Can you imagine? Like, it was just you and the person you're playing against, and the stadium, and no one, like your family and friends weren't allowed to be there either. They had to stay in the locker room. That'd be wild, right? And then we'll see who can handle it when their support team aren't even there. That'd be wild. No conversations, no cheering, nothing. Alcaraz is hitting return winners all over the place. 15-30. Alcaraz reading Fritz's serve well. Serving the front of Alcaraz. Return goes back to Fritz. Alcaraz backhand. Goes long. 30 all. Get him. All right, return. Goes back into Fritz. Slice from Alcaraz to the front of Fritz. Into the back of Alcaraz. Fritz. Backhand again to the back of Alcaraz. Down the line to the front of Fritz. Alcaraz forehand is long, and it's 40-30. Important that Fritz serves first in the second. All right, 40-30. By the way, chat, I learned... I was pretty happy with myself today. I learned a song on guitar. My fingers are fucking killing me, but it's worth it. 40-30. As the return goes into the front of Fritz. Fritz hits it long. Alcaraz is just smacking the returns. I feel like Fritz needs to figure out a kick serve to the backhand. Does anyone... Chat, why do players not kick it out to the backhand of Alcaraz? Because he's going to have to hit a backhand up here, because he's not tall. He's like 6 foot. Like, why wouldn't you do a kick out to the backhand and see how that works? He's not going to be able to get a winner off that. Like, hitting it, smacking it out to the forehand, he's just going to be able to reflex it back. Kicking it out to the backhand on a second serve when Alcaraz has to hit above his shoulder, wouldn't that be a good idea? Like, what? Maybe he slices it back and it's awkward, but wouldn't that be worth a try instead of hitting it to his forehand? Or hitting ace out wide and just, like, he doesn't even have to hit backhand. All right. I don't know. I feel like that. Does anyone do that? Somebody should do that, and we should see if it works. Hit me up for guitar lessons. No, I just taught myself. Yeah, I learned how to do. So I know, like, I don't know how to do power chords, but the song that I was learning, it was so much easier to do it with power chords. So what was it like? It was It was a G sharp, A sharp, and C. No, it was A. I think it was A. What was it? A sharp, C, and D as power chords because they're all pretty similar. they're all similar. They're all very similar. And then I also learned how to do it like a cheeky B minor without having to like use my index finger. And it sounded great. I was like, holy shit, I can play guitar. Sorry, A sharp, C, and D. When you got the capo on the acoustic. And so I learned how to do that. It was great. I was like, holy shit, this sounds exactly like the song. All right, I'll go 7 for the set. Can I play piano? I don't know. No, I cannot play piano. I'd love to learn, but I cannot play piano. 15 love. There's a bit of fault second serve. Serve to the forehand of Fritz. Return goes to the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz forehand slice. Alcaraz comes in with a smash. Jeez, Alcaraz just not... he's on serve. He's just not giving away points. 30 love. I can never do bar chords. Yeah, I find it so hard to... I've just got to figure out how to hold the guitar because my hand just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work properly. 30 love. Good body serve by Alcaraz. 40 love. What's the song? Mama, I'm Coming Home by Ozzy. All right, 40 love. There's a bit of serve. In the back of Alcaraz. Volley from, backhand of Fritz, and then Alcaraz volley in the net. 40-15. I always wanted to learn the drums. Yeah, my brother knows how to play drums. 40-15. 7 to the back of Fritz. Return. Goes long. First set. 6-4. 6-4. RIP Aussie, yeah. I'm almost done with his book as well. I've read it must be because I just read chat and that keeps my reading ability sharp. But I'm flying through this book. I'm almost finished. And I think I started... When did the book come out? It came out like a week ago. It's crazy, chat. I haven't read a full book in a minute. I don't remember the last time I read a whole book. It's been a long time, probably like 10 years. And I've read a whole book from start to finish. When did it come out? When did I get it? It came out on the 9th, so it's been about a week. Yeah, so I've not really finished this book, which is crazy. And then I bought his original biography, which I'm going to read that next. What book? It's called Last Rites. Good on you reading the book. Yeah, I got a couple of books I got to read for homework for the streams. All right. You not read Changeover, Cam? What's Changeover? Sure, it's a wild book. Oh, it's great. It's a crazy book. But if you watch here, like the documentary that just come out, and you read the book with it, it like kind of, like I rewatched the documentary today, and it kind of like fills in a lot of the gaps between, because the documentary is very like quick because only 2 hours, right? Whereas the book goes into more detail. It's like, I mean, it's probably just like any movie, right? If you watch the movie, you get like a snapshot of what. If you read the book, you get more depth, right? Fritz 7 first and second, 15 love. All right, 15 love. There's a backhand slice into the backhand of Fritz. Ooh, lovely backhand winner by Fritz. 30 love. Is Cam farting sometimes? If I farted, you'd be dead. All right, 30 love. I'm enjoying the Lionel Richie autobiography. Nice. Nice one. Lovely backhand from Fritz. His backhand is so good. Like, did Fritz always have a great backhand? I mean, I feel like his backhand last 12 months has just gotten so much better. Like, the down the line shot's always lovely, and then he can hit a massive cross court too. As that's a good return by Alcaraz, 30-15. I've been trying to finish my book for the last 6 years. Yeah, I've got a few books I got to read. But that's probably what I'm going to be doing over the off season. Reading and reading. Anyways, good serve, 40-15. Also, chat Pokemon progress. I have 5 badges now. I beat the guy with the Venonats. I just burnt them to a crisp with the Charmeleon. 40-15. And now I've gone into the cave and I've beaten Articuno, but I've just got to figure out how to get out of the cave so then I can progress to the next. Yeah, I beat Koga. He was a pain in the ass, I tell you. I got a what did I get? I got a Ponyta and my Charmeleon. I just leveled them up and I just Ember. I just went burn and just decimated his team by just setting fire to the place. And then but now I've just leveled up my Pikachu to beat the Articuno. Oh, can you catch it? I didn't catch it. I thought you could. Can you catch the Articuno? 15 love. You can catch it apparently. But I tried and it didn't work, so maybe I don't know. Oh, you have to paralyze it and proceed to mass amount of Ultra Ball. I didn't have enough. Yeah. That's right. I knew you could catch it, but I just didn't know. You need Master Ball? Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I had him down to like low health, but then he was going to ice beam my entire team. So I'm like, I'd rather just get rid of him. I'd just rather just get out of that cave. All right, 30-15. That's all right. I'll get an Articuno in because I've still got like Pokemon Silver and Yellow, whatever else. I'll catch him again and I'll trade him and whatever. 30-15. There's a backhand return. Into the back of Alcaraz. Backhand now from Fritz. To the back of Alcaraz. It's Fritz with a forehand cross court. Alcaraz gets it. Fritz with a forehand again. Into the slice of Alcaraz. Fritz forehand again. Into the slice of Alcaraz. Lob goes up. Fritz smash. Winner. 30-all. Here we go. Here we go. Fritz is getting fired up too. I love. Where did Taylor Fritz get a beard? I love that Fritz is taking this so seriously. 30-all. I love it. He's not here for the money. He's here for the scalps. That's what he's here to take Alcaraz down. Love this for Fritz. Let's see if we can get it done. This is the closest he's come to getting a break point. 30-all. And a fault, okay? I would love Fritz to attack the net. Just return. If Alcaraz has a great second serve, obviously, but love to see if Fritz can get this return back. He does. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand for Fritz. Shanked. Goes wide. And now Fritz knows it too. He's like, that was my chance. Fritz never had a beard, did he? He just grew a beard. He just started growing a beard, right? He never had a beard. 40-30. A little bit of fault from Alcaraz. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Fritz. Return goes to the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz. Backhand slice. Alcaraz comes in. Hits a forehand. Winner. All right. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. Back to Fritz. Oh, Runa's playing? Holy moly. Where's Runa playing? By the way, FAA, how did he... Oh my God, he almost lost. Felix. Felix is having a terrible, tough end of the year. Runa's up 3-2 against Fucsovic. Okay. Keep an eye on that. 1-1. As Fritz in the net with the backhand, and it's 15. Love 15. Love 15. Good serving for Fritz. 15-all. First is a fault. Second serve. And a return there by Alcaraz. 30-15. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Into the body of Alcaraz. Return goes back to Fritz. Alcaraz backhand down the line. Fritz hits it with a slice, but it's in the net. Great backhand. Even when you thought Fritz was going to... Like, Fritz played some smart shots, but Alcaraz was like, I've got this. Don't worry about it. 30-all. And the return goes out by Alcaraz. Fritz, lovely serve. First serve is a fault, second serve. Double fault, Fritz. All right. All right, deuce. That's a fault by Fritz, second serve. As Fritz double faults again. As with a backhand rally. Alcaraz down the line in the net. Fritz gets lucky. We get back to deuce. All right. Advantage Fritz, good serving. As Fritz holds, 2-1. Hey, Ben, thank you for becoming a Tier 3 member. Appreciate that. Can we give some salutes for Ben, who's now a Tier 3? That's insane. You don't have to be a Tier 3, but I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. 2-1 Fritz. Fritz bounced the racket again. He's taking this very seriously. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Carlos holds, then breaks. Next serve, Fritz. Okay. Is this the tournament semi-final exhibition? It is at semi-final, yeah. Well, we've got Djokovic taking on Sinner after this. How is Carlos moving? Any sign of the ankle discomfort? No, it seems all right. Alcaraz is moving pretty fine, so seems to be okay. And Alcaraz serves a fault, second serve. The last game, Fritz got to 30 all on the serve of Alcaraz, so let's see if he can push him again. As Fritz hits it out, 15 love. Fritz hasn't come to the net that much, but it might be because the courts are quick, so he doesn't feel the need. Like he can't set the points up like he did at the Laver Cup, because the Laver Cup, because the courts were slower, he had more time to sort of, and he probably felt like he had to be more aggressive, which he said in the Laver Cup. He said he had to be more aggressive than he usually would be because he had to hit through the court. But maybe he doesn't have to do that today because the courts are quicker, right? But he hasn't come to the net as much as I would have expected. As he hits a backhand slice, Alcaraz, drop shot. Now Fritz comes to the net, but it's on Alcaraz's terms. Lob goes up. Fritz with a smash. Alcaraz forehand. Fritz with a slice. Alcaraz comes in with a drop shot. Fritz is going to get there, but not enough. 30-15. That's why he doesn't want to go to the net, because Alcaraz has been doing great lobs. Did I not tell you 6-4, 6-4? Bro, we're still playing. What are you talking about? Fast hard courts are trash? Bro, you're trash. All right. And Alcaraz just too good in that rally. Return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Fritz. Into the backhand of Alcaraz as Fritz the forehand of the stretch. Cross court, great shot. Alcaraz in the net. Okay. Chat. If you didn't see the Six Kings logo in the background, you would have thought this was like Basel or the ATP Finals. Like, you would think that this is like a tournament that is like worth ranking points and is full series, because Fritz is reacting like he's playing the ATP Finals. Like he's in that mentality. He's in Turin in his mind. 30 all. Alcaraz serves. If it wasn't all for all these like logos saying Riad and blah blah blah, you would think that this was Turin. Way that he's playing. 30 all. Second serve in the back of Fritz. Return goes in the back of Alcaraz. Fritz backhand. Again to the back of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Fritz. Alcaraz backhand again. Into the backhand of Fritz. Alcaraz with a forehand. Fritz is getting it. Goes cross court again. Alcaraz slicing the net again. And Fritz is shaking the racket. 30-40. Hey, it's Shaq, the basketball player. He's wearing sunglasses inside. Oakley's. What's Shaq doing there? All right, 30-40. What the hell? What's Shaq doing in Saudi Arabia? Well, that's okay. 30-40. First break point against Alcaraz. Here we go. Serve in the forehand of Fritz. Return goes to the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz has got this. Back into the line, but it's long. Oh, he knew. Fritz knew he had Alcaraz on the stretch. Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Why? Where are we? What the hell are we? Shaq and Ryan Seacrest. Okay. Yeah, sure. In Saudi Arabia. Sure. That makes so much sense. Watching the tennis. Alcaraz serves an ace. All right. What are we doing? Hello? Where are we? If we're in Vegas, okay. LA, totally. Saudi Arabia? Is this the new Los Angeles? No, they're not sitting together. They're sitting, but they're both there though. Drop shot is very nice by Alcaraz. All right, 2-2. Why is Ryan Seacrest there? That's weird as hell. He's just he just went to the tennis. He's like, oh yeah, I'm in the area. I can show you why. I'll tell you what, Ryan Seacrest looks the exact same as he did 20 years ago on American Idol. So, is he still as famous as he was in America? What does he do? Is he on TV and stuff, or is he just like? I think he's on radio, isn't he? Because he was like in like the 2000s. He was like the host, right? He was the host of everything. Anyways, volley. At least that's what it felt like. Fritz with the volley in the net. Love 15. They doing something there? Wheel of Fortune host now? Oh, really? Okay. All right, serve in the back of Alcaraz. Return. To the back of Fritz. Oh, Fritz hit it off the net. That's unlucky. Love 30. Love 30. Chance for Alcaraz to get the break here. Love 30. As the backhand return goes into the backhand of Fritz, front from Alcaraz. Goes long. 15-30. Boy, Fritz's coaches are not there. His physio is, but not his coaches. Serve. To the back of Alcaraz, Fritz backhand. To the slice of Alcaraz, Fritz backhand again. To the backhand of Alcaraz down the line, Fritz with the slice on the stretch. Alcaraz in control. And he hits a forehand cross-court winner. Fritz wants to break a racket. I don't know if there's a rule against that, but 15-40. Break points for Alcaraz. Yeah, Fritz wants to smack that racket on the ground. He's not happy. Who would you rather see play Fritz tomorrow if Fritz does lose? Would you rather it be Djokovic Fritz or Sinner Fritz? I kind of want to see him play Sinner. But that means Djokovic has to beat Fritz. So Sinner, sorry. No, wait. Yeah. It means Sinner has to lose today. But I'd rather see Sinner versus Fritz for Fritz's point of view, because I think Fritz playing Sinner is more important than if he plays Djokovic again. Because Djokovic might not play the ATP finals, so then what's the point, right? But Fritz might play Sinner at the ATP finals as well. So for him to get a crack at Alcaraz and Sinner back-to-back, that could be interesting. It's 30-40. Alcaraz still with a break point here. Slice goes down the line. Into the foot of Fritz. Alcaraz backhand cross court. Fritz gets it. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. It's Fritz backhand. Again, the backhand of Alcaraz. To the foot of Fritz. Alcaraz gets it with a forehand cross court. Fritz on the stretch. Alcaraz drop shot. Is way too good. I mean, how does he go from hitting the hardest forehand to the softest drop shot? Like, that's the skill. That's ridiculous. 3-2 Alcaraz in the second. Like, that's insane. I tell you, though, credit to Fritz. He's making Alcaraz play those shots. Because, like, yeah, okay, it's an exhibition, but Alcaraz is having to play pretty good tennis to beat this guy. Like, Fritz is not making, it's not like yesterday where both guys, well, mainly Zverev, against Fritz was kind of like, stopping before, he wasn't running for everything. Fritz is making Alcaraz play this great tennis. He's forcing Alcaraz to play well. Ron Seacrest also does top 40 radio show. Yeah, that's what I thought he was doing. I've heard of him doing. Alcaraz is him. That is true. All right. Do we call him Himkaraz? Himkaraz? Is that a good name? Carlos Himkaraz? Or do we call him Himlos? Nah, that sounds shit. Himkaraz it is. Himkaraz. He is Himkaraz. All right. 33-2. New nickname. If anybody uses it, you know that Nothing Majors podcast heard us here first. He is Himkaraz. All right, back-end rally. As with a slice from Fritz, from Alcaraz in the net. Love 15. If anybody uses Himkaraz, we better get credit, chat. If you hear anybody on the internet say Himkaraz, you comment on them and you say, hey, that came from Tennis Talk with Cam Williams, you better credit that man. The source of that nickname came from here. Because he is him. Karaz. What is Himkaraz? Oh my god. He is him, Karaz. Him Lidos? Nah. It's Himkaraz. Himkaraz. New nickname. Alright, 4 now winner. Nope, Fritz gets it back. As Himkaraz goes the backhand of Fritz. Fritz in the net. Now goes 30-15. $30-15. $30-15. By the way, Leon, have you started playing Pokemon's Legends? I'm watching people on Twitch playing it today. Looks alright. But I don't know if I want to pay full price for it just yet. I'm watching people playing on Twitch. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty fun. I'm watching Point Crow play it. 30 ult. 40-30. Alcaraz too strong. By the way, they're not playing tomorrow. Day off tomorrow. I'd rather get Galaxy 2 first. Yeah, I want to beat Pokemon Yellow first, and then I might play it. Anyways, Fritz in the net 4-2. Because I've got Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and then I've got Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and Oracle of Time. So I was going to start playing Oracle of Time, but then I was like, no, because then I'll stop playing Pokemon. So I need to finish Yellow, and then I'll start playing Zelda. So if I buy Pokemon Legends, I'm not going to play my modded Game Boy, which I paid for. I want to play that for at least 6 months. I'm buying Heart Gold tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, I might play Pokemon Silver because I haven't played that before. After Pokemon Yellow. Oracle of Ages, not time. Sorry, Oracle of Ages. My bad. 0.
Cam, do you ever watch the Aussie YouTube channel Cracker Milk? Pretty funny.
No, I don't. Have I heard of them? I don't know. 15 love. As Fritz backhand to the forehand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz puts it away. Himkaraz. That was a Himkaraz shot. Himkaraz. What the hell was even that? That was a rocket. I think I've heard of this before. 15-30. Alcaraz looking for that double break. Oh yeah, I've seen clips of this on Insta. Nice 7 Fritz, 30 ult. I don't get the Himkaraz thing. That's right. You don't worry. It's not for you. 30 ult. As the return goes to forehand, Fritz. Oh, and Fritz went wide. He was going back behind Alcaraz. That would have been a great shot. 30-40. There's a fault from Sinner. What's his name? Fritz. Sinner's not here right now. Second serve. And forehand of Alcaraz backing up for Fritz. Goes wide. Alcaraz came to the net, put the pressure on. And he gets the double break. 5-2 in the second. All right. Alcaraz serving for the match. I tell you though, Alcaraz has had to play some good tennis. Like, he has not been mucking around. And I know, like, $6 million. I get it. Money. But Alcaraz is, we know how serious Fritz is. Like, he's been bouncing his racket. He's been shaking his fist. I mean, we know that Fritz is taking this, like, he wants the win. And he wants to beat Alcaraz. And I'll be really interested to see if Fritz keeps that intensity tomorrow when he can't win the money. And I think he will. I don't think Fritz is playing for the money. I think he's playing for some wins against these top guys before the ATP finals. Get some confidence, or at least try out some tactics to see if it works for them when we play in Turin in a couple of weeks. He might be able to test it out. But Alcaraz is playing pretty serious too. He's not mucking around too much for an exhibition. As Shaq is on the big screen, that dude is he the tallest man in the world? All right, Alcaraz serving the match. I'll be interested to see if Djokovic takes it as serious against Sinner. God, I would love Nole to get angry and fired up. That'd be fun. That would be fun. And you can't look at me and be like, yeah, but Djokovic is just playing for the money. Yeah, that man, he needs the money, right? Nole needs $6 million because, he's not almost a billionaire anyway, If Nole starts getting angry and fired up, it's not because he wants money. 5-2. God, I'd love Djokovic to win and then Sinner versus Fritz, Alcaraz, Djokovic. Come on now. Alcaraz is to win at 15-love. Look, no more Sinkeraz. Right? I don't want to see Sinkeraz for the rest of the year, right? Nope, that ball kid just shot the ball. You're fired. $15-all. Alcaraz missed it. 15-all. Sinkeraz forever. You're boring. 15-all. You need some variety in your life, mate. Sinkeraz forever. You need some spice. Get some variety, mate. You're eating plain toast. Put some jam on it or something. Give us something. You know what I mean? You're just eating plain pasta. You need some marinara sauce or something, mate. Dude out here going, I like Sinkeraz. Yeah, well, yeah, I like, eating plain bread too. Sometimes. We need some variety, mate. We need to put some Nutella on that shit. Or just get a different meal, right? We need a different meal. What's a Serbian food? All right, 15-30. Sinkeraz is bland. We've had that shit. We're watching, it's like a beige wall. You need to paint that wall black or red or bright pink. Anyways, 30-all or purple. 30-all, 2 points away. No more Sinkeraz. Not even an exhibition. I don't want to see that shit. No more Sinkeraz. Ace out wide from Alcaraz. Whoops. Match point. 40-30 to take the win. And he has played some great tennis. On serve, besides 1 or 2 games where it's been 30-all, he's been ridiculously good. As Fritz returns the forehand of Alcaraz, backhand for Fritz. Into the slice of Alcaraz. Fritz. Backhand again. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz in the net. Deuce. He's going to get broken now because I said that. And that's your fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault. Deuce. All right, deuce. Let's serve again. Raducanu, that's not a thing. You just made that up. Terrible nickname. Deuce. Alcaraz says a fault, second serve. Uh-oh. Comeback start now. Uh-oh. As a return goes forehand of Alcaraz, forehand from Fritz. Into the backhand slice of Alcaraz. Fritz. Forehand down the line. Again, the backhand of Alcaraz. Fritz with a slice. In the net. Oh, that would have been a hell of a shot if Fritz had hit that over. Anyways, match point number 2. Advantage Alcaraz. Who is the best candidate to replace Draper? Tsitsipas is not. Hey, bro, stop being a Karen and go and call the manager and not come in here and talk about it. All right, advantage Alcaraz. It's too late. The manager left yesterday, right? Just you're 24 hours late to complain about that shit. As it a backhand return, down the line, winner by Fritz. We're back to deuce. Bro coming in here and be like, oh, Tsitsipas shouldn't play. Bro, he's not even here anymore. He left. He lost and he left. And he cashed the check. Cry less. All right, deuce. As the return goes to the backhand of Alcaraz, backhand up from Fritz. Oh, that's a great shot. Alcaraz slides it back, but Fritz with a volley winner. Advantage Fritz. First time I think he's come to the net on his terms, and he wins the point. Too late, though. Maybe too little, too late. Maybe. No more Sincaraz. Yes! No more Sincaraz. Boo! We need a no Sincaraz shirt. Like Sincaraz and then a big like cross. A big like circle with an X on it. That's Fritz is in the net. We're back to deuce. No more Sincaraz. Federer was right. Back to deuce. And I've never said that before. All right, deuce. Federer was right. Sincaraz is boring. He didn't say that. All right, deuce. He basically said that without saying it. He meant it, though. That's what he was supposed to say. He was trying to say that. He said, Sincaraz ain't no Fidal. As that goes out by Fritz. Advantage Alcaraz. Ain't no Fidal. Fidal's better. But he couldn't say that because then he sounded arrogant. Sincaraz forever. Boring. Boring. I bet you live in a beige room. Advantage Alcaraz. Beige. Boring. All right. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Rip Draper. What do you mean? He's not even here. Backhand return. Into the backhand of Alcaraz in the front of Fritz. Alcaraz backhand to the back of Fritz. Alcaraz with a drop shot. Fritz going to get this. Come to the net, but hit it long. There's this match. I'll tell you though, great play by Fritz. He definitely made it a contest. This has been the most interesting match so far. Yesterday, you could tell that Tsitsipas just couldn't handle Sinner, and Zverev just didn't seem like he wanted to be there, really. He didn't seem to, and I think he was injured, so he didn't seem like he wanted to push himself too much. But that was Alcaraz had to play some good tennis. And Fritz made him level up. Now, Fritz still gets another match. In a couple of days, the winners play each other from semifinals, and the losers play each other in the third round match. So Fritz still gets one more match. But Alcaraz wins. What were you saying, Cam? Fritz is going to beat who? Oh, God. Ella, you are the most annoying chatter in the world. Like, this is why people get angry at Alcaraz, because of people that... you're just bragging. You're such a terrible winner. I said Alcaraz was going to win, you idiot. What are you talking about? Bro's coming in here like I said Fritz was going to win love and love. You are annoying. And I'm probably not the only person who said that. That's why you're here, because your family are like, shut the hell up, right? You're annoying. Relax. We get it. You love Alcaraz? Relax, buddy. You're annoying. Feels good to win? Yeah, you're a terrible winner. All right. We've got one more match to go. Let's see who's going to play Alcaraz in the final. Let's see who's going to play Fritz in the third place playoff. I think that's what it's called. Stop spamming. Hey, this is my channel. I will spam if I want to. If you don't like it, click the link, go to the next match. All right, Alcaraz wins 4-2. Fritz is going to play another match, though. Let's see who they're both going to play in the next round. Hey, it's Andy Castle. We love him, right?